How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? You are watching The Beer Cave with your host, Adi Alvarado. Today we're going to be looking at one of the first craft beers that I ever had in my life. It's one that actually kind of kickstarted my love for craft beer. It's really light, easy drinking. Yeah, so let's dive right on in. Fulton Lonely Blonde. Again, like I said before, this is one of the first craft beers I had when I was of drinking age. But no, it was the very first craft beer that I had. One that kind of just stuck with me and kind of jump-started my love for craft beer. It was a really, really long time ago when I first had this. Actually, when I first had this, it came out only in bottles, and now we have it in a 16-ounce tall boy can. The can says, the first drink is magic, the second is intimate, the third is love. After that, you finish the can. Taking a look at the can, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Got the Fulton logo right there. You've got Lonely Blonde on the can. They do consider it a American blonde ale. Got Fulton Brewing at the bottom here. It says Minneapolis, Minnesota around it. Yeah, let's crack it open. See what it's like. Right off the bat, I can smell it's just very crisp. Bread notes, bread cracker, maybe a little wheat in there. I don't think there was wheat in the making of this. Lots of carbonation right off the bat. You can see the bubbles going through here. Just lots of carbonation. Light straw color. A little bit of goldenness to it. Yeah, smell a hint of sweetness actually. I get a little bit of like a sweet honey. Like a sweet honey bread. Lots of cracker notes to it as well. So let's dive in for a sip. I forgot how good this beer is. This is a great summer beer. A lot of it is in the aroma. A lot of it's very sweet in the aroma, a lot of breadiness, just super clean. I don't get a lot of that sweetness that I smelled in the aroma, in the flavor. So Fulton Brewing, going back to the brewery, based out of Minneapolis in the North Loop, right down the street from the Twins Stadium, which is really cool too. So I gotta start thinking, do I want to go through a full beer in this entire episode? Because that's a lot, and it's a lot of beer to drink in a short period of time. Don't worry, folks, we're getting through it. It's interesting, actually. As it gets, as I'm going through the glass, it's not changing a lot. Again, this is just an easy drinking beer. I feel like I'm going crazy. Like, I feel like I'm talking to myself. I mean, I am. I'm talking to you. Welcome to me drinking beer at home. Also, I'm like very dehydrated. So it's not a good idea. I need to drink more water before these things. Again, Fulton Brewing out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Great brewery. Really kind of underrated. They are on a larger scale when it comes to Twin Cities breweries. They're very well known, especially with this beer. This beer really put them on the map. They have some other offerings as well. Their IPAs are great. Their stouts are solid. I consider Fulton Brewing to be that brewery that really is known for consistency. They don't make a bad beer, but they don't make an exciting beer. And they do a good job at that. The last few sips are still solid all the way through. I do get a little more bitterness on the bottom half. Those last few sips, I get a little more lemon zest, whereas the top half was very sweet and bread-like, where the bottom half was a little more lemon. I think a lot of that hop flavor kind of starts to rest at the bottom and starts to build as you go through, which is really nice because the top half kind of gets you ready to experience that bottom half, whereas if it were the other way around, it'd be a little aggressive on the top end, and then towards the end of the glass you kind of would just mellow that out. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I think that would turn off a lot of people. So I'm glad that it starts clean and semi-sweet at the start and then starts to ramp up as the glass progresses. For my rating, you know, I give this a thumbs up. It was just clean. It was a little nostalgia for me because this was the very first craft beer that I had, and I fell in love with it, and it was a really, really long time. Actually, this is probably the first one I've had in almost like 5 years. Again, I give it a thumbs up for being just clean, easy, great summer beer, and overall a great craft beer. That was Fulton Lonely Blonde from Fulton Brewing in Minneapolis, Minnesota. If you liked this video and you want to see a lot more videos like it, hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, so that every time I upload a video, you know about it. And if you want, in the comments, let me know if there's a beer that you'd like me to try in the show. I'll try to get it. Well, folks, that's all we have for the Beer Cave episode 1. Thanks for tuning in. Again, my name was Adi Alvarado, and until next time, cheers. I sound like Guy Fieri. I'm talking to you at home. If you were to walk in and be like, if you were to walk in the door right now, you'd think either one of two things. You'd think either, wow, he's nuts, he's talking to himself, and there's nobody here. Or 2, you would think I am setting up a video. Welcome to the Beer Cave. Cheers. There's a lot of beer to get through just for one episode. By the time I get to the end, I'm gonna be slightly buzzed. So it's like acting wise, is at the start it's gonna be here. It's gonna be here, and then we're just gonna like kind of go downhill slowly as the video progresses. Yeah. Again, first episode, it's gonna be a little dicey. Just weird thoughts that go through my head when I'm doing this kind of stuff. Also, my freaking hair, like, doesn't make me look like God. Does it make me look like God? That'd be actually kind of cool. Well, that's all, folks, for this episode of that's all, folks, for this episode of the Beer Cave. And until next time, I forgot to say my name. Always say your name, so people know who you are.